Hello and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, since he was diagnosed with relapsing multiple sclerosis back in 2016, retired pro ice hockey player Bryan Bickell has taken on kind of a new role to face this challenge with the same fighting mentality that got him through his very successful years in hockey, while inspiring others in the MS community to do the same. He's joined today by his doctor, Dr. Timothy Vartanian. Welcome to the program, both Bryan and Dr. Vartanian. How are you both?
Doing good, thanks.
Great.
Very well, thank you.
Dr. Vartanian, what is relapsing MS?
So the vast majority of people with multiple sclerosis have a relapsing form of the illness. And what that means is that symptoms will come on over a period of 1 or 2 days, last maybe a week or several weeks, and then resolve. About 85% of the people with MS have this form of MS.
So who does MS normally impact? Is it random? Is there some type of criteria that makes a person a prime candidate for it?
So MS typically affects young adults, which is, I think particularly tragic. And so people are in their 20s, 30s, 40s when they're diagnosed. It's more common in women than men, and there is a genetic component, but there is this very, very strong environmental component that's not understood.
Bryan, you're a pro hockey player. When talking about some environmental factors, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that could have been a contributing factor to your MS?
I don't know. Maybe all the hockey rinks I was in, but I don't think anything crazy. I know Ontario, where I live now, is the number one population. Just because of the population, maybe the cold. I really don't know the rhyme or reason. Maybe the hockey rinks, but nothing crazy.
So how has MS affected your daily life?
It obviously affected my career, my hockey career. It was, put a huge speed bump in that, and then getting back on the ice, and then, finishing off where I wanted to finish off, and I'm worried about my health and being around my family. My career-wise, it was a big hiccup, but for right now, I'm feeling good. There's good days and bad days, and me and Tim, we keep everything in check and keeping everything monitored to see where the progress is going. Overall, it's been pretty good, and I've been enjoying the time with my kids that are, 2 and 4, where usually I'll be going on the road, half the time. So it's been life-changing, and I'm just going with it right now.
But you're feeling pretty decent now, yeah?
Yeah. The side effects and symptoms are, here and there with them, but overall it's going good. I can do everything that I used to do, and so on.
Dr. Vartanian, when Bryan is talking about some of the side effects, the ups and downs, as his doctor, how are you managing his condition, and are there any other risks that go along with his current treatment?
Yeah, so like Bryan said, we're in close contact. He calls me anytime if he has any concerns or symptoms. He's on a highly effective treatment. He is very actively involved in optimizing his health. So, as an elite athlete, he understands exercise probably better than anyone. So he has really embraced exercise, nutrition, a healthy lifestyle, which I think all taken together and combined has the biggest impact and the likelihood of the best outcome for people with MS.
So some of the side effects are they across the board, or does it matter who's receiving the treatment as to how these side effects are going to manifest?
Yeah, so all medications obviously have side effects. They're different for each medication, and absolutely, everyone's an individual. They respond differently to treatment, including the side effects that they have for those treatments. I think the key is being aware, being able to have a very open and easy communication with your healthcare provider, and not being afraid to just call them if there's any questions or concerns.
Bryan, you mentioned the time that you're spending with your kids and with your family and how your life has been affected. Why is it important for you to talk about your MS, especially through the media and your speaking engagements?
I think it's really important. I know there's a lot of people that get diagnosed, and they always say, "Why me?" and things like that. I know me and my wife, when we got diagnosed, is turn a negative into a positive, and the positive is trying to help out others. I have a spotlight on me with my career, and a lot of people can open their ears and listen, and it's not just MS. I help out a lot of other people with my story about what I went through as my career, and obviously with the MS to overcome different facts in their lives, and hopefully help them in any way.
Doctor, is there anything that any test that a person can get to determine whether or not they're genetically predisposed for MS?
That's a very good question. Currently, there really isn't, other than an MRI, which would probably be the most specific and sensitive currently. There's no blood test that would say you are necessarily at risk. There is a genetic predisposition, and there are certain genes that are more common in people with MS, but those genes are present in people who don't have MS at all. So we don't use any testing like that currently.
And when you spoke earlier in the conversation about diet, is there anything specific as far as maybe one food item that maybe we ought to pay a close attention to when we're out shopping that might help out? Not one food item, but the concept is really nutritional habits that are compatible with our digestive system. So foods that are not processed, a lot of vegetables, colorful plate, berries, nuts, not a lot of red meat, fishes that are rich in healthy oils, like small fish like sardines and salmon, and staying away from processed foods and foods that are highly glycemic, like white rice, white bread, white flour. Bryan, in wrapping up, where can our listeners go and learn some more about relapsing MS and possibly get some more insight into your story? Yeah,
I've been lucky to work with the Biogen team to kind of tell my story. We have a website called teambickell.com, Bickell, Bickell, .com, just of what I've went through the last couple of years and to where I am now, and with the upcoming events, definitely check out that website to find out more information and hopefully tell my story and people can read it.
Thank you both for joining us here on the program today, Bryan Bickell and Dr. Timothy Vartanian. It's been a pleasure, and I'm wishing both of you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Transcripts and audio of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au.
Thank you for listening to Health Professional Radio. We're very proud to be an independent broadcaster providing our content free of charge to you, the listener. One of the ways that we're able to remain free and independent is by having people like you become patrons. You can support Health Professional Radio simply by visiting hpr.fm and clicking the button that says Become a Patron. Your patronage of even just $1 a month lets us know that you're there, which in turn makes us more valuable to advertisers. And, of course, if you're able to afford more, then we would certainly appreciate the support. My name is Toby Longhurst from Health Professional Radio. Please visit hpr.fm, click the Become a Patron button, and support us if you can.